Anime recap: a reincarnated boy and girl team up to avenge their mother's death. Hoshino is a 16-year-old idol with beautiful features, and the ace of an idol group called Bikamichi. Eyeing explosive popularity in the showbiz world within 4 years of her debut, she is the star that shines the brightest in the eyes of her fans. One of those fans is Gorou, a gynaecologist who adores Ai. One day, while watching her concert live on TV inside a patient room, a nurse tells him to stop it as it is against the hospital policy. He dismisses the nurse's concerns but finds out that one of his patients is not feeling good. When he visits the patient turned out to be a girl named Sarina, who tells him that Ai is her idol and she wants to be like her, and if she ever had a chance to be reborn, she will want that face. Gorou, finding reborn thing as a useless children's story, tells her to quit being reborn and become an idol in this life since she has the cutest look. Finding it heartwarming, she asked Gorou to marry her but Gorou rejected it, saying that she is still underage but will think about it when turned 16. The next day, Sarina dies of his long illness and Gorou wishes her to reborn as healthy girl. After some time, Gorou finds out that his beloved idol Ai is taking a break due to health issues and feels remorseful about it. Suddenly, a nurse tells him that his next patient is waiting for him, and when he went to check it, he was shocked to see that the patient is none other than his idol Ai, who is pregnant with twins. Despite being pregnant with someone else, Gorou makes up his mind and decided to support her, promising her a healthy delivery. As the time passed, he took care of Ai in her exercises and other stuffs, spending the nights and days together. The day before her delivery, Gorou requested a 10 hours time off since he had something work to do at his home. Ai denies it, saying that she prefer him for her delivery instead of other doctors, but Gorou assures her that he will come back before her delivery. While heading back to his home, a mysterious figure asks him about Ai's health and her twins. Realizing that the man wants to ruin the life of Ai by exposing it to world, Gorou decided to follow him, but the man tricked him and throws him out of the cliff. While at his last breath, Gorou thinks about the meeting with Sarina and her last words about being reborn as a celebrity, and the next thing he realizes that he is reborn and is now the son of his idol Ai. Gorou woke up as a baby, one of Hoshino Ai's twin children that she named Aquamarine Hoshino. He still have all memories of his previous life as a doctor intact. He pondered over his circumstances, but decided to live his life as a newborn, cherishing the situation as he was doted on by his new mother, and also idol Ai. He also meets his sister Ruby Hoshino, who is a little bit stubborn as him. Meanwhile, Hoshino Ai returns to her life as an idol, and made arrangement with her company's president Ichigo Saito and his wife Miyako Saito. They made an agreement, stating that they will take care of the twins while she continued being an idol. Ichigo also reminded Ai to not let anyone knows about her children, or it'll be the end for her career and also his own. As she performs live on TV after 6 months of break, Aqua watches it on TV and thanks his murderer, stating that because of him, he was reborn as a child of his favorite idol. His sister Ruby also joins him and scolds him for not waking her up before the concert went live. After watching and cheering on Ai's comeback on television, it was revealed that his twin sister, Ruby Hoshino, is also someone who was reincarnated. During the night where they were both supposed to be asleep, he found this out when someone sent abusive messages to Ai's account, and Ruby waged a cyber war against Ai's online hater. Since Aqua was a guy in his previous life, he refused physical interaction with Ai including breastfeeding, but Ruby enjoys it, stating that this is a law of nature for a daughter to suck her mother's breasts. Some time later, Miyako Saito, who babysit them when I went to work, they heard her grumbling over taking care of them. She says that she married Ichigo Saito with promise that she'll be working with hot guys, but instead she became a babysitter to a single mother who refuses to disclose the father. She then contemplates selling out information about Ai's twins' children online, stating that this will make her famous and a lot rich. Hearing this, Ruby decides to kill Miyako, but Aqua denies her suggestion, saying she is bigger in size and they are just babies. Wondering what to do, they both then decide to work together to dupe her into keeping the secret, acting as a messenger from heaven and Amaterasu and revealing that they can talk. Shocked at this, Miyako thinks this as illusion, but the twins tells her that if she ever leaks their information online, she will be dealt with divine punishment and death, and if she keeps it a secret, she will be blessed with a hot guy. Terrified and happy at the same time, Miyako decides to keep it a secret. Later on in the night, Aqua reminisces about his life as Gorou and a memory about Sarina, saying that Ruby reminds him of Sarina and she has the face to become a great actor, calling out Sarina's name out loud. When Ruby overheard it, she thought that he was calling her, but Aqua brushes it off, saying that it was the name of some he knew in his previous life. It was then revealed that Sarina was Ruby's name in her previous life. She is also the same Sarina who proposed to Aqua in his previous life at the hospital. Months after Hoshino eyes come back to Bikamachi, they are still unpopular. I laments over having a small paycheck and how it won't be enough to afford the life with the twins. Ruby asked Aqua about how idols should have got a better pay each month, but he dispels the notion and describes how the actual reality works, how salaries are split between members of an idol group, costumes deducting from their total salaries, and how merch sales affect the idols' salaries as well. Miyako also deliberates more on the reality of idol group and how hard it is to compete against lone individual artists. And in the entertainment industry as a whole, a person needs something in order to stand out alone and resulting in getting more job offers. Thinking about this during her training, I was feeling a little bit down, and read a tweet that said her smile looked fake. On her next schedule, Bikamachi has a promotion event, and the twins were brought along after they begged to Miyako. They masquerade as a staff's kids, and enjoyed an up-close performance of their mother. While performing, I thought over the tweet and resignedly agree that the smile, like she is doing now, are made up of lies. However, her eyes wandered over towards the twins, and she sees them vigorously performing wotaji with glow sticks and voting for her mother. Seeing this, she paused for a bit, and genuinely smiled over their adorableness. The twins' performance went viral, reaching over 2 million in few hours, and after I saw the reaction, she finally understood how to create a genuine smile. A year later, the twins have grown so much that they can walk and talk without being too suspicious. They join Ai on her job, this time acting in a drama after they begged Miyako. Since Ichigo Saito told them not tell anyone about their mother, they pretend to be his kids this time, and they encountered the famous director Taisho Gaenda on set. As everyone on the set adores Ruby's beauty, Aqua went outside to get some fresh air but bumps into director Taisho, who threatened to kick him out of the drama set if he cries on it. Hearing this, Aqua apologizes for his rude behavior and asks to show favor to their agony and his mother going forward. Taisho was nonchalant about Aqua's ability to talk like an adult even as he's barely a year old, but offers him a business card in case he wants to be a child actor. They both have a conversation about actresses and the filming industry, and notices as Ai draws attention and even if her acting is average. A month later, I, Ruby, and Aqua watched the drama and got surprised that I was shown barely in one scene. Aqua immediately calls the director, and he explained that the company producing the drama can't put the main actress with Ai, due to her being too cute for our screen and decided to cut it. Apologize for this. The director offers to give Ai a role in a movie, but he'll only offer it for one thing, which is if Aqua is also willing to be in the movie as well. Aqua is called on set, working as a child actor for Taisho's new movie. Even though Aqua tells him to pick his sister instead of him since she is good at acting, but Taisho brushes it away, saying that he only wants him in the movie. After that, Aqua met with his partner, a fellow child actress Kana, who managed to piss him off with her righteous and judgmental attitude. During the filming, Kana acted her part well, but Aqua wanted her sister to be in the movie and decided not to act, knowing that he's already creepy enough as he is. But to his surprise, he unwillingly did a great job in doing the scene and even got the praise of others. After the take, in fit of tears, Kana begged the director for a retake, because she recognizes that her acting in that scene was subpar compared to Aqua. Aqua and the director then talked about acting, and how communication skills are important in it, especially those who can naturally feel out the intention behind the script and what the director wants. 2 years has passed since the acting gig, and Ai's career rise as she got the spotlight in the movie. The twins now enter preschool, and one day the preschool decided to put together a festival. Ruby reminisces on her previous life and how she can't dance due to her disease. Seeing her daughter failing, I decided to join her, even taught a valuable lesson about confidence, causing her to believe in herself. She then overcame her fears and started dancing, while Aqua looked on, saying that she's not just good at acting but also dancing too. After that, I made a phone call to her ex, an assumed father of the twins, and asked him to come meet with the twins, even telling him about her new address. Ai's career was at peak as she was getting popularity, job offers, and even performing in the Tokyo Dome. She dwells on the past, remembering how she got scouted by Ichigo Saito and how straightforward he was about the idol life and the pretty lie. She decided to become an idol so that she can love something, lying through her teeth, hoping that her lie will become truth as she repeatedly say, "I love you," to her fans. She thought she'd love her kids when she became a mother, but she hasn't said so because she doesn't want to throw around the words, and so she lies. On the day of her 20th birthday, she woke up to the sound of her door being ringed, and opened it to a suspicious man holding a flower and a knife that stabs through her body. The man then said hurtful words about how betrayed he was as a fan when he found out she had kids, but I, filled with lot of blood, explained in her ragged breath how she wanted to love her fans. She even remembered the man's name, Rio, and how she still kept a trinket that he gave him. Hearing this, the man feels guilty of himself and runs away in anguish. After that, Aqua tried to help out his mother, calling ambulance and identifying the wound, but I knows there's not enough time for her. Ruby were on the other side of the door, and was not allowed to see what's truly happening. She told her last words to Aqua, asking him to apologize to the director for the scheduled movie she'll miss, to Ichigo Saito for the Dome concert she will miss. She tells him that she wanted Ruby to become an idol like her, and wanted to perform with her at the same stage. Not only this, she thinks how good of an actor Aqua is and wanted him to be a great actor. She also wanted to watch them both grow up, and how glad she was giving birth to the both of them. Before closing her eyes, she managed to say, "I love you," to her kids, remarking that it is definitely not a lie as this comes from the bottom of her heart. After that, the shining stars vanishes from her eyes and she dies to her injury. The internet reacted to Ai's death with sympathy, but there are still some who uses it to gain attention, either by reacting coldly or using it as some kind of criticism towards the government. After just 3 days, the story stopped being brought up as news cycle takes place, and the kids were officially brought up to become Miyako's children. Later on, Aqua came to realize that his mother's information shouldn't have leaked easily, unless she herself leaked it to their potential father, who is possibly also a figure in the entertainment world. He then resolves himself to track him down, and kill him with his own hands. Aqua then meet up with Taisher, and asks the director to raise him up as his kid. After several years, the twins are now grown up and the curtain raises up for the next act of the story, as the twins are now entering high school for the first time, and Aqua's revenge saga begin. Several years after her mother Ai's death, Ruby started applying for the audition to become an idol. She went on to pass all the exams for the auditions, but when it comes to the interviews, she always gets rejected. One day, after completing her interview for the idol audition, she told her friends about the audition and believed that she would do it this time, and the agency would select her. Her friends also praise her abilities as a girl with a pretty face who is good at dancing and has awesome singing skills. Hearing these encouraging words, Ruby is determined to become a top idol like her mother Ai and heads back to her home. While on her way back to home, she thinks about her mother Ai who was killed by a fanatical stalker 10 years ago, and her memories from her previous life. While being born into a poor family, she spent the majority of her life in the hospital as an ill patient who could not walk on her own. Despite all this, she always admired Ai for her beauty and singing skills and made her her idol and source of happiness. Before dying at the hospital, she had a wish to become like Ai and ended up being reborn as her child. After reaching her home, she states that the years she spent cheering for Ai and being her daughter were the best of her life and is determined to fulfill the last wish of her mother. Suddenly, she is interrupted by her brother Aqua, who tells her to focus on her upcoming school exams instead of becoming an idol. Ruby cheekily responded that when she becomes an idol, she won't have to study anymore. But Aqua informs her that he does not have any problem with her becoming an idol, but being an idol will get her nothing. He states that the salaries of the idols are very low and they retire before reaching 30, and more importantly, their daily lives are under constant scrutiny by fans, indicating that only a small percentage survive in the industry while the majority take up another line of work. Hearing this, Ruby rudely replied to his statement, saying that she will not become like her mother if she worries about cost and return. As Aqua headed to the director's house, Ruby revealed that his brother had changed after her mother's death and had become a gloomy man who did not want to have any fun in his life. Not only Aqua, she also revealed that after AI's death, the Strawberry Productions also changed when Ichigo fell out of contact and Miyako took over the agency. Due to this incident, Bikamachi also disbanded after 2 years, and the Strawberry Productions don't run an idol department anymore. The next day, Ruby asked Miyako to cast her in her agency as an idol, but Miyako shut her down, stating that the dreams that AI showed them would never become reality, as miracles happen only once. Miyako then inquires about her recent audition results, and suddenly Ruby gets a call from the agency, where the man informs her that she was not selected for the idol program and that they expected her application for next year. Disheartened to hear this news, Ruby started crying for not being able to fulfill her mother's last wish, but Miyako comforted her, saying that there are lots of politics involved in these days and people don't judge the abilities of others fairly. At the director's home, the director praises Aqua's acting abilities for fooling her twin sister, revealing that Aqua was the one behind her rejection from the idol program, as he had already sent the agent a message from her phone, stating that she had withdrawn from the competition. When asked what will happen if she gets the offer from some agency since she has a pretty face and good singing abilities like AI, Aqua informed him that he will go to every length to keep her out of this life as he does not want her sister to end up like his mother. The next day, a man approached Ruby and gave her his business card, informing her that they wanted her to be in underground idol groups. Filled with a lot of happiness, she shared this news with her brother and Miyako, stating that her time has finally arrived as she will fulfill her mother's dreams. Shocked at this, Aqua asks Miyako to stop her from persuading her to pursue this career, but Miyako tells him that when AI died, she raised Ruby as her daughter and promised to give her a happy life and fulfill her dreams. She then requests to Aqua to let her be the one she wants to be, as she looks like AI and has the qualities to make it in the industry. Hearing this, Aqua took the card of her agency and walked away without saying anything. He then approached a girl who was already working for the same agency that offered her sister a position in their idol groups, and asked her to come to Strawberry Productions. Wanting to know more about the agency and whether it's a good fit for her sister or not, Aqua decided to offer her a job at Strawberry Productions and requested information about the current agency she's working for. The girl tells him that she gets a small amount of money for appearing in all the concerts, and earns some commissions from taking photos with fans. But she had to pay for her clothing, makeup, and traveling expenses, which means she barely makes 100 yen each month. Most importantly, she informs him that the manager of the idol group is into girls and promotes those who are his favorites. Realizing that this job is not fit for her sister, Aqua decided to stop her from joining that group and sought Miyako's help in this matter. The next day, as Ruby got ready for her visit day at the underground idol agency, Miyako asked about her intentions of becoming an idol, as the place she was heading was filled with lots of harsh men who might make her feel miserable. Ruby confirms her intentions, saying that she always wanted to become an idol like her mother, and she will do everything to fulfill her dream. Hearing this, Miyako tells her to not join this filthy crap agency as she does not belong there, much to her shock. Instead, she asked her to join her at Strawberry Productions, where they will soon be putting together a new idol group for the first time in over a decade. Surprised at this, Ruby happily accepted her offer and signed an exclusive contract with Strawberry Productions, stating that she now belongs to them and that if she tried to approach any other agency, she would be sued for that. Later, Aqua went to the director's house to meet his mother, who asked him to wake up his son for her. Tired from all-night work, the director asked Aqua to do the video editing for him, and he agreed. Aqua revealed that he's still in middle school and can't formally work yet, so the director decided to add him to his production team. When asked about her sister finally becoming an idol, Aqua gave a hard reply, but the director joked that both of the siblings are becoming entertainers. Aqua then revealed that he prefers to work behind the scenes in movies or dramas as he's been rejected from the acting position so many times. While thinking about her mother, Aqua also revealed that his only goal in becoming a behind-the-scenes worker is to find his father and give him the taste of pain his mother endured, as behind-the-scenes workers came into direct contact with the actors and entertainers. He then told the director that actors are those who work really hard and draw people to watch their performances. But he is not one of them and does not have the special skills like AI, so it is better to not hold on to dreams that are beyond their limits. Angered at this, the directors informed him to not let go of his dreams as he is still a middle school student, and asked him to listen carefully to the words that he was about to say since he would not say them again. Before the director can say anything, his mother storms into his room and interrupts their conversation, stating that the lunch is ready and she expects them at the lunch table. Angry at this, the director asked her mother not to interrupt them again as they were about to discuss something important. After she went away, the director told him to have faith in his talent and his dreams, but Aqua informs him that he does not possess the abilities and talents like his mother AI. The director then corrects his statement, saying that AI was special and amazing, but Aqua can never be like AI, nor can she ever be like Aqua. He then tells him to not run away from his dreams just because of some setbacks, and to only do that after he has used all the tools he has. Thinking about her mother's last words, where she wanted Aqua to be an actor, Aqua hesitantly tried to ask if he could fulfill her mother's dream or not, and before he can say anything, the director's mother interrupts their conversation again, and they head to eat their lunch. Sometime later, both Aqua and Ruby applied to the same middle and high school, and while Ruby got into the performing arts department, Aqua went to the general education department. As they congratulate each other for getting into the Yodo middle and high school, they are suddenly interrupted by a passing girl who comes to confirm when Ruby called out her brother's real name out loud. When asked about her identity, the girl informed him that she is Kana, the girl who acted with him in the film. She thought that Aqua must have quit acting but is happy to see him again. She then asks Aqua to join the performing arts department with her, but Aqua declines her request, stating that he is heading into the general education department. OSHI no Ko episode 3 starts with Kana inquiring about Aqua's decision to join this high school, to which Aqua stated that his sister Ruby wanted to apply for the performing arts program, so he came here because he was worried about her. Ruby makes fun of Kana, saying that she never liked her, but if Aqua gets accepted, he will be her kohai. Angered, but surprisingly, Kana asked Aqua to be friends with her, but to her shock, Aqua denied her request and walked away, saying he had a meeting with the director. Kana followed him and asked him about his stuff, including where he lives, what school he's from, and who's the director. Before Aqua could reply to her questions, Kana asked him if he was still acting or not, and to her shock, he informed her that he quit acting long ago and is currently not interested in it. Wanting to spend more time with him, Kana asked him to go to her place, as she wanted to know more about him. Since it was a strange way to get closer to someone, Aqua denied her request, but Kana hits back, saying that she's still a celebrity and can't just sit down at a cafe for a little chat, and most importantly, there aren't any shops that provide a private room at this time of the day. Hearing this, Aqua took her to the director's place, and he was surprised to see that Kana is still in the acting industry. Realizing that Aqua was lying, Kana asked him if he's not acting, then why he is with the movie director, to which Aqua informed her that he intends to work as a backstage producer and is currently his assistant. However, to his shock, it makes Kana feel happy that he's still involved in the acting business. At lunch, the director realizes that Kana still hasn't learned any manners about eating, to which she replies that her parents left her alone after their retirement, and she mostly relies on online food delivery for her meals. When asked that the online food is very expensive, she told them that due to her acting, she made so much money that she couldn't even count it. She then asked the director about Aqua's acting recordings, but Aqua told him not to show them to her, stating that he once believed in himself and his acting, but his films turned out to be very bad. Wanting to see his acting, Kana informed him that she is working as a lead actress in a famous project, and that there are some places left in some roles, and she wanted him to be the one in those places. Aqua immediately denied her offer, saying that he's not interested in any role. Kana informed him that the project is a live-action adaptation of a famous shoujo manga called I'll Go With Sweet Today, but Aqua still denied it. However, when Kana told him that the name of the director of the live-action adaptation is Masaya Kaburaji, the name piqued his interest. The OSHI no Ko anime then revealed that after his mother Ai's death, Aqua investigated her personal life and found out that she was using 3 mobile phones. One was for her work, the second was for her personal use, and the third contains the details of her fellow group members and the agency staff. Also, the third phone was the one that she used before becoming pregnant. The model was from an old generation, and Aqua had a tough time finding the proper battery to replace with the current one, and when he did, he found out that the phone was locked with a passcode, and if the passcode is put incorrectly, the phone will be locked for 30 seconds. He tried to enter the passcode, but it was incorrect. He was able to enter the passcode 100 times a day and 1,000 times a month, and after 4 years and his 45,510th attempt, he was able to pass through the passcode and log into AI's phone. There, he found the names of the industry's well-known producers and directors, and among them was Kaburaji Masaya. Realizing that he has a chance to get closer to AI's killer, Aqua decides to join the drama and accepts her offer. Feeling happy at this, Kana sent his picture to director Kaburaji, who was in awe of his handsome look and decided to give him the role in the drama. At home, Miyako shared this news with Ruby, who was happy to know that Aqua is still going for their mother's last wish, as she wanted Ruby to be an idol and Aqua to be an actor. However, Aqua corrected her statement, saying that he just wanted to get close to that producer AI interacted with back when she was still alive and collect more information about her killer. When Ruby asked Miyako about the show's name and Aqua's role, she informed her that the name of the drama is I'll Go With Sweet Today, and will consist of 6 episodes and already had 4 episodes aired. In the show, Aqua will play the role of a villain who shows up in the final episode and confront the lovebirds. Wanting to know more about the drama, Ruby asked Miyako to show its first 4 episodes, but after watching its first few minutes, they totally stopped watching and shut it down. Ruby revealed that she had already read the manga and that the story they are showing in the TV drama is different, but to her shock, Miyako informed her that that's how the industry works as they cut down the story to make a single season. Later in the OSHI no Ko anime, Aqua visited Kana's place and acquired information about the show. Kana told him that the TV drama is meant to target the female demographic that's into good-looking guys, and the agency featured a bunch of models for promotion. Since they wanted a good actor and a beautiful face in the female lead, they approached her. When asked about her lack of acting skills in the show, she informed him that she was holding back because no one in the male lead has good acting skills like her. She revealed that good acting and creating a good show are different things, but she wanted to create a good show for all the viewers and the fans who can enjoy, and for that, she would do lousy acting if it was required. She then handed him the script of the show and asked him to work with her to make a good show, as she believed in him and his acting skills. Hearing this, Aqua complied with her request and started making preparations for his big day. On the day of the shooting, he arrived at the set with Kana, but the filming was delayed due to heavy rain. Kana then tells him about the names of the producers, backstage workers, and cameraman, and even informed him that they would get a single rehearsal before the actual filming starts. Shocked at this, Aqua inquired more information about the project, but they were approached by the male lead of the show, Melt Narashima. Kana introduced Aqua to the male lead, but the boy just walked away with his bad attitude. Suddenly, they were also approached by the director, Masaya Kaburaji, and Aqua formally introduced himself to the director. But to their surprise, the director also walked away without saying much. Seeing this, Aqua wondered if Masaya Kaburaji might have had some kind of connection with AI Hoshino and might be involved in her death. So he needed to look for a chance to collect a sample he could run a DNA test on. Later in the OSHI no Ko anime, the rehearsal for the show starts. Aqua plays the role of a stalker like the man who killed AI, and is doing great in his role until the roof leaks and causes the filming to stop. During the break, Kana praises Aqua's acting abilities, but Aqua shuts her down, stating that the role is so simple that anyone can play it. He realized that the acting Kana witnessed that day was because of the disparity between his physical age and inner mind, and now that his body has caught up to his mental age, he's just a dime a dozen actor. However, Kana still praised her acting abilities, saying that the little techniques he used were considerate and meticulous, and he set his ego aside and threw himself into the story. She informed him that ordinary people will not realize this, but as a fellow actor, she believes that this will help him become a good actor in the long term. Hearing this, Aqua teased her for acquiring only this role despite being so long in the industry. However, Kana informed him that she had setbacks in her life and couldn't get any work, and people online treated her like her career was over. But she kept on training, and now she is being recognized for her abilities. So, she is happy that she didn't quit and will do everything to make her career successful. Later in the OSHI no Ko anime, the director also praises Kana's acting abilities, saying that she is easy to work with, nice to have around, and does a nice job flattering just about everyone, so she's great to appoint for whatever random role. The director then revealed that Kana is more or less known to the public and has left her agency, and her performance fee is so dirt cheap that we can still leverage her name recognition. He also revealed that despite her picking on the acting, the TV drama is nothing more than promotional material, and we are not asking for the acting ability in the first place. Aqua, who is listening to all this, corrects Kana's previous statement, saying that she was not recognized for her acting ability, and that's how the world works. He then takes the leftover cigarettes to run a DNA test, and before going, he decides to give his best in the role. The story continues as the rain heavily falls on the set. Aqua analyzes the area, including the water from the rain getting inside the building, the spots where actors stand, the spot where he enters the scene, the position of the cameras, the lighting, and how he looks on the screen. Since he already got what he wanted, he decided to give his best to the scene. As the film resumes, Kana thinks about her old days, when everyone praised her for her acting skills and touted her as the next big thing. However, things went wrong as people began to hate her and her shows. They even boycotted her latest show, which was not able to draw any attention from the viewers after the first 2 episodes. But despite this, Kana wanted to give her best acting to the current scene, which she is filming, since it is the most important scene of the entire show. The scene was the showdown between the protagonist and stalker, and a girl who does not know love is protected by someone for the first time, and she sheds tears. As the scene starts, Kana tries to give her best but realizes that the protagonist is just an adult, and she can't make her look good even with her best acting. The scene was supposed to be tense, scary, and spine-chilling, but the protagonist made it look like a joke. Suddenly, Aqua approached her with a scary look and walked on the rainwater, giving the scene a more scary vibe. He started talking badly about the girl and wanted the protagonist to know that she is not the girl he thinks she is. Kana, surprised to see Aqua's acting, realized that Aqua is giving his best and she needs to do the same. Suddenly, Aqua realized that the protagonist was not living up to the expectations of the manga, and decided to mock him by calling him an ugly person who only looks good at photo editing. Just like he thought, it brings out the real emotions of the protagonist, which match the scene of the manga. To make the scene more scary, Aqua brings out his knife and licks it like an evil villain. He then heads towards the girl and tries to kill her, but the protagonist stops him with a punch. Even though they were filming the scene, the protagonist actually hit him in the face. However, Aqua stayed in his villainous character and completed the scene with his evil smile, stating that the girl does not belong in this world and has no future, as she belongs only in a pitch-dark world. Since he set the stage for her, the girl also responded to his moment by crying the same way as in the manga version and stating that she hopes to find some light, causing Aqua to admire her acting skills. After the shooting, the writer was surprised to see Aqua's acting but revealed that they needed to adjust the story to match the current flow. However, the director dismissed his concerns, stating that despite the story, the scene was perfect and could become trendy with the release. He also stated that since Kana was giving her best to the show, this scene would surely make her feel good. After that, we see the author of the manga sleeping on the floor. Her teammate approached her and asked her to get to work. As they began to draw the manga, the author asked them to watch the latest episode of the live adaptation of their manga, but they refused to do it, stating that the TV show is mocking their work with third-class actors who do not know how to act, and this causes their manga popularity to drop even further. While the other two keep going after the TV show and how bad it is, the author started watching it on the PC and revealed with tears of happiness that she is glad that her work has been adapted into a TV show. It turns out that the last episode of the show was an instant hit, and people enjoyed it more than the entire series. Most of the viewers who had already stopped watching the show got back and praised the final scene of the show and Aqua's acting abilities, with some wanting him to become a permanent actor. After the success of the show, they arranged a party and invited everyone, including all the actors. Kana arrived at the party with Aqua and praised her look, but informed him that they needed to produce results to get work and stay away from any involvement in any scandals. She then asked him about his girlfriend, but to her surprise Aqua denied it, stating that he does not need any girlfriend as he is solely focused on his work. Suddenly, the author approached her and thanked her for her performance in the last scene, stating that her acting was the only thing that made the show successful. This causes Kana to cry with joy as she realizes that her acting is finally admired. However, the author informed her that if it had been like that earlier in the production, then the show must have been a huge hit. A few moments later, Kaburaji also approached and congratulated him, as the last episode was well received in the industry. He states that despite the low budget, their goal was to produce talented young actors, and they finally succeeded in it. Seeing Kaburaji this close, Aqua revealed that he had submitted the producer's cigarette butts for testing, but to his shock, the DNA results were not in his favor as they didn't match, revealing that they are not biological parents and children. Suddenly, Kaburaji asks him if he's with Strawberry Productions since he gives off the vibe of AI and has the same face as her. When asked how he knew about AI, the producer told him that they worked together for a fashion magazine shoot, and he introduced her to good clients and quality restaurants, even with the guy she was meeting up with, who was unknown to her agency. Realizing that the man must be his father and AI's killer, Aqua asked the producer to reveal his identity, but the producer denied it, stating that he wants something in return. To Aqua's shock, the producer admired his look, stating that he has a beautiful face that resembles AI's, and asked him to join his reality dating show. The next day, Ruby and Aqua get ready for their first day at the school, and before leaving, they asked their mother to wish them luck on their new journey. At high school, Kana told them about the rules of school, and if they don't attend class and get failing marks, they will have to repeat a year. After that, she introduced them to the actors, idol group members, and a pin-up model, revealing that everyone here belongs to the entertainment industry and has the most people who are in the spotlight. She then warmly welcomed them as her juniors and asked them to behave like normal students in a normal school. Ruby then enters her classroom but is surprised to see that it is filled with beautiful girls and hot boys. As she nervously sits in her chair, she is approached by Minami Kotobuki, who is also a model in the entertainment industry. She finds her beautiful and sexy and introduces her to Aqua, stating that she already has a friend in her class. When asked if Aqua had any luck making friends in the class, Aqua tells her that he does not come to school to make friends. Shocked at her brother's behavior, Ruby asks Minami to be friends with Aqua, who immediately agrees, but Aqua reminds her to worry about herself as he doesn't need any, and there is no one as amazing as him in this school. However, Ruby corrects her statement, revealing that there is a girl in her class named Frill Shirani who is a multi-talented entertainer who can sing, dance, and act, and her Monday TV drama is a huge hit. Seeing her sister's love for Frill, who was passing nearby, Aqua approached her and asked her to be friends with her sister. However, to his surprise, Frill already knew Aqua and Minami since they were working in the same entertainment industry, but she was unsure of Ruby since she had never seen her on TV or the internet. Shocked at this, Ruby asked Miyako to make her an idol immediately as she did not want to be trolled again, but Miyako rejected her request, stating that she still needed some cute girls to arrange an idol group. When told that she has a friend with a cute face in the class, referring to Minami, Miyako informed her that they are looking for freelancers who are not working with another agency. To their aid, Aqua informed them that he knows someone with a cute face, referring to Kana. After the premiere of the season finale of her show, Kana continues to keep track of people's comments on social media about her performance. Interestingly, she notices that some of them even praise Aqua's acting as he played his part quite professionally despite the lack of experience. While reading these comments, she receives a text message from him in which he asks her to meet him as he wants to talk about something important. Kana feels that he may propose, but when she finally shows up, Aqua reveals that it is actually his sister who wants to have a discussion with her. When they finally sit down to have a talk, Kana asks her to join her idol group that she is forming under Strawberry Productions. Although she says that she needs time to think about it, Kana feels that she obviously cannot do it as it can potentially ruin her acting career. However, Aqua goes on one knee and manages to make her sign a contract with the Strawberry Productions even though she is quite reluctant till the last moment. Meanwhile, he has himself started working a dating show at this point. It turns out that Kaburaji managed to convince him for it with the promise that he will reveal secrets about AI's dating life once the shooting concludes. Aqua feels that this could potentially help him track down his biological father and unravel the mystery around his mother's death. While spending time with Kana, Ruby inquires how she used her free time when she did not get any acting job offers. Kana knows that Ruby is just bored and advises her to study something as it will probably help her get into a good college. She then goes on to explain that idol groups usually do gigs where they sing and dance at clubs or sometimes take media-related jobs as well. But since they have not even thought of a name for their group and do not have any songs as of now, they can't really do anything for now. Ruby then points out that they still don't have any names yet because of Kana's stubbornness, and the fact that she keeps making things extremely hard. It turns out that Kana is actually reluctant because she feels embarrassed about naming her idol group without any track record. That's when Miyako enters the room with a camera. She explains that idols previously used to hand out flyers for their concerts themselves when they started their groups to slowly gain some fan following. But in the modern world, things have changed and she feels that Ruby and Kana must gain popularity through social media. Kana feels that this plan is not that good since they would never amass a big enough following through social media to sell tickets to their concerts. Interestingly, Miyako has already thought about this as well. She points out that Strawberry Productions actually manages some really popular influencers and today she has invited one of them to help Ruby and Kana. That's when a masked man bodybuilder walks into the room and Ruby recognizes him as Payan, the masked strength training YouTuber. Kana does not appear impressed with him at all until Payan reveals that he earns 100 million yen every year through his social media presence. Later, Payan has a brief discussion with Ruby and Kana to understand if they understand what it truly takes to make it as an influencer. Interestingly, he allows the duo to leverage the following of his YouTube channel through a collaboration in which Ruby and Kana have a face reveal following a difficult challenge. When Payan eventually asks them the name of their idol group, Kana tells Ruby that she can pick any name she likes. Interestingly, Ruby decides that they should be called Bikamichi. While Ruby and Kana are working hard to establish their idol group, Aqua continues to work on the reality dating show that has become quite popular. Yuki understands what the viewers want better than anyone else and masterfully exaggerates her own emotional problems to gain sympathy. This works in her favor, and she manages to garner a decent following. But it is not only the viewers who are impressed. Even the actors on the show working with her are in awe of her emotional intelligence and ability to ingeniously use her emotional inner conflicts as a tool to garner support. Aqua continues to observe everyone closely and slowly learns what they are like. Among the actors, Akane is the most overwhelmed and has failed to leave any impact. In fact, most viewers don't even notice her. Slowly, the entire focus of the dating reality series tilts to the relationship between Yuki and Nobuyuki. Both of them are very smart in front of the camera and know how to carry themselves. This allows them to become popular with each day, and Akane feels that she is getting left behind. Meanwhile, her father is not at all happy with her career progression, and she overhears him complaining to his manager. She already works hard and doesn't know what else she could possibly do. In order to get some attention on the show, she starts getting closer to Kengo. One day when she is hanging out with him, Yuki asks Kengo to come with her as she naturally feels the need to be at the center of attention at all times. This pushes Akane over the edge, who has felt invisible so far. She decides to stop Yuki, but as she rushes towards her to grab Kengo's arm, she accidentally cuts Yuki's face with her fingernail. Once the episode is released and the viewers learn that Akane accidentally cut Yuki's face, they see this as the expression of hate and insecurity in the former. The comments on social media are therefore really hateful. Naturally, Akane reads as many as she can and is really affected by all the hate projected at her. She feels guilty about the incident and decides that she should apologize publicly, as this is probably the only way she could make things better. When Akane posts a very public apology on social media, the hate only gets more intense and the comments are then even worse. The following day, Cho explains to her that whenever someone apologizes, people see this as an admission of guilt, which in turn is then used by them to justify their own hateful behavior. Things continue to get worse every day, and Akane tries to ignore everything as much as possible. Unfortunately, when Akane goes to school, she realizes that the students there are also talking behind her back, and they seem to think that she is arrogant. Furthermore, some even argue that she used her career as an excuse to skip classes. Meanwhile, she is told to lay low for now until people forget about the incident and move on. But Akane struggles to keep her mind off all the online hate that she is getting. Even when she is home, Akane constantly checks her phone, and the comments about her are naturally not good. Eventually, it appears to her that this entire episode will affect her career as an actress, and could potentially ruin everything she has worked for all these years. Akane feels defeated, but the fellow actors on the dating show continue to shower all their support. Unfortunately, Akane does not feel that she can carry on like this any longer. From a very young age, she has put too much pressure on herself, and everything now appears to be sliding out of her hand. One night, she walks outside in the rain and gets to a foot-over bridge. She climbs on the railing and decides to end her life. When she jumps, Aqua appears out of nowhere to pull her back. If it weren't for him, she would have died, since the foot-over bridge was built over a busy highway. Luckily, Aqua sensed what was about to happen and saved her life. Moments after Aqua saves Akane from taking her own life, he reveals that he learned from Cho that she went outside despite the poor weather and did not return. He simply traced her path to the convenience store and luckily saw her on the footbridge just in the nick of time. As the two of them sit there on the ground, trying to come to terms with what just happened, a police officer arrives asking what the two are doing. At Strawberry Productions, Kana and Ruby are having a conversation about the mental health problems faced by actors under the age of 18 because of social media. They discuss Akane's current standing online and her mental state, and are quite aware of how painfully challenging things could be for her. Knowing that the show exposes its actors, Ruby recalls Aqua telling her that lying is the best way to protect oneself, which Kana agrees with. As the conversation soon turns towards suicide, both of them are clueless about the fact that Akane tried to kill herself just a moment earlier. Kana then talks about how people on social media thoughtlessly attack celebrities online. Hearing all this, Ruby gets worried for her brother. Suddenly, they get shocked when Miyako receives a call and tells the girls that Aqua has been detained by the police, to their dismay. At the police station, Akane burst into tears as her mother explained to the police that she was unaware of what was happening. She asks Akane why she kept it from her, and Akane says that she does not want her to worry, bringing her mother to tears. Miyako arrives and praises Aqua for saving Akane. Aqua says that he had to act quickly before it was too late since people who were bullied by others died easily. The other co-stars arrive to see Akane, and a distraught Yuki slaps her before tearfully saying that she could have talked to them. Aqua tells Akane that it's up to her to decide whether she steps down from the show or continues to be in it. Akane revealed that she had worked so hard all this time so that she could become a famous actress and keep performing in this industry. However, despite her fear, she does not want her and everyone's work to go to waste and chooses to stay on the show. Hearing this, her co-stars support her decision and are happy to see Akane back on the show again. While the situation has gotten resolved, Aqua is disgusted with how the production staff and the people online push Akane to where she is now. Aqua then tells Miyako that the police station has a press club, and the various news outlets have reporters standing by 24/7 to receive the latest developments about Akane's case. Aqua then leaks Akane's suicide attempt to the reporters at the police station's press club, leading to the news of it going online and sparking controversy. Miyako is unimpressed by this decision, stating that she must not have praised him, but Aqua states that he does not know what will happen in the future but that the real reality show begins now. While the news of Akane's suicide attempt received plenty of attention, it has not made anything better or worse. Due to this, Akane's appearance on the show remains postponed, and she is forced to live inside her house. However, Aqua does not see this as a losing game and instead compares this big story to a poker game. He states that the amount of attention this story gets is like the amount of chips being wagered, and if we back out of this game, Akane will lose everything. Aqua believes that in poker, one can't win a game if he doesn't raise, and as long as he has a single ace in his hands, he will play this game. However, Miyako dismisses his concern, reminding him that reality is not like a poker game. Later, Aqua asks Cho for photos and videos of the cast, including Akane. When asked about the reason behind it, Aqua revealed that the Love Now show is edited by professionals who use their editing skills to make the show entertaining by turning Akane into a villain. Since Aqua knows how to do video editing, he is looking to make a video about the show from the cast's perspective. Hearing this, Cho decides to help him out and offers to upload it and get it viral with her experience as an online influencer. However, she also tells him that suicide attempts are sensitive matters, and everyone on the internet is always looking for the answer. So, in order to make people come to Akane's defense, we need to come with a highly empathic viewpoint, and depending on the video quality, it can create a huge buzz on the internet. She then asks him to give her the video after its editing is complete so she can upload it to the official account, but Aqua denies it, stating that he can do it himself. However, Cho revealed that she knows about online marketing and self-promotion, a certain day of the week, and a time to upload to get the most retweets. Hearing this, Kengo decides to help them by making music for the video. Yuki suggests adding the scene where Akane slapped her and she hugged her, as she knew there was footage captured of it. Hearing this, Aqua heads to the production staff and asks for the raw footage. However, the director refuses to hand it to Aqua, stating that not only is releasing raw footage prohibited, but it could hurt the show's reputation. He adds that people enjoy watching reality shows because they love the quarreling between the contestants that has some sense of reality to it. He also adds that Akane was not forced to do anything and could have objected to using what was shown to the viewers. Aqua reasons that despite being pros, Akane and the cast are still 17-year-old dumb kids who are always making mistakes, and it's up to adults to protect them. Hearing Aqua's words, the director is convinced and decides to help him by giving him the footage. Aqua works tirelessly on the video for the next few days while his co-stars add their input. After the encoding is done, the video is ready for upload, but Aqua, who hasn't slept for a few days, wants to sleep a few more hours. However, Cho denies his request. She states that if the video gets 200 retweets in the first minute, it will go viral. Finally, as they upload it online, the video successfully creates a huge buzz, changing Akane's online image from negative to positive and solidifying the show's popularity. Later, Akane returns to the set, and everyone warmly greets her. She announced that she would return for the next filming session, and everyone was glad about it. Cho and Aqua suggest that Akane play a different character in the future, otherwise she will not come out of her previous one. However, Akane, who is good at acting, is unsure of what kind of character she needs to play. Since Aqua is the only boy in the room, Cho and Yuki asked him what his ideal girl is. Aqua describes that his ideal must have a pretty face and a smile like the sun. Her performances are perfect. Her speech and behavior are all conquering, and her eyes draw you in. Surprisingly, Cho finds these qualities in late AI, an idol who died a long time ago. Hearing this, Akane decides to play Aqua's ideal girl, but Aqua firmly believes that AI cannot be imitated. Happy that Aqua made the video and went looking for her during the storm, Akane wants to repay the favor. So she started looking for information about AI and her lifestyle. Akane thoroughly analyzes AI, including her history, personality, and character quirks. Elsewhere, Kana talks with Aqua about her rivalry with Akane as an actress, describing her talent as a theater performer and her popularity. On the day of the filming session, Akane formally returns to the set, greets everyone, and vows to never do anything wrong. Aqua feels that it's just another ordinary day, but when Akane starts speaking, he can barely believe his eyes. As he turns around to look at her, Aqua is shocked to notice the resemblance between her and AI of Bikamachi. While watching Love Now, Kana tells Ruby about Akane's genius-level ability as an actress. She thoroughly prepares for her roles, displaying deep consideration and insight into the parts she's given. With a natural feel for it, she acts out those roles to perfection. Despite the fact that her personality isn't suited for shining on reality shows as an actress, she can be called a genius. On the set, Aqua is stunned by Akane's performance, which perfectly copies that of AI. To which Akane makes fun of him by saying Aqua might have seen a ghost. All the cast members greet Akane and welcome her back to the show, but they are also stunned to see his new look and charisma. Surprised at this, Yuki asked Akane about her new look. However, she dodged her question and instead asked Yuki if she didn't like her new look. In that moment, the charisma of Akane's acting drew all the cast and crew members towards her. She had a strange magnetism and charisma, just like AI, that kept their eyes fixed on her. Akane also thanked Aqua for staying up all night for several days to make that video and bringing her ruined career back to life. Seeing this, feels that Aqua has been acting strange since Akane's new appearance and decides to test her suspicions. She asks Aqua to grab a pouch for her, which he refuses on the spot. However, when Akane tells him to do so, he politely obliges and hands it over to MEM and Yuki realize that Aqua will only listen to Akane's words, and her new character really is his type. They then grab Akane and begin to tease him in front of her. To their surprise, Aqua blushes and tells them to stop before running off from the room. When asked what she will do now, Akane quickly snaps out of her character and returns to her old self. MEM and Yuki ask if she would date Aqua if he was serious about her, to which she answers yes. While MEM and Yuki are excited by this development, Kana is less than pleased and decides to stop watching the show, calling it a waste of time. Before leaving the room, she states that she has no interest in anyone's love life, as it will put a bad taste in her fan base. Meanwhile, Ruby watches Akane's performance and immediately thinks of her mother. Now alone in the room, Aqua acknowledges that despite spending so many years with AI, he never knew anything about her, wondering how much of her he saw was real. More importantly, he questions what AI is to him, a mother or an idol. On their way to school, Kana hears two girls admiring Aqua and Akane's relationship on the show, and how the two of them are getting close to each other. They call them a super stylish couple and want them to share a kiss in the season finale. Suddenly, Aqua calls Kana and invites her to skip school and hang out with him, which she happily agrees to. Happy at this, Kana wonders if they are going to Tokyo Tower or Disney World. However, Aqua shuts her down, stating that they are still in their uniform, and to Kana's disappointment, the two go to the park to play catch, with Aqua even buying a ball and gloves. Since Kana hasn't played baseball in her life, she called it super weird, and asked why he didn't ask any of the Love Now members. Aqua says that he is not that close with any of them. Instead, they just lie on the show to make it interesting. However, when he is with Kana, he doesn't have to worry about any lies or ulterior motives. Happy at this, she changes the topic to the end of the Love Now show and asks if Aqua is aiming for younger girls or older girls and if he has a type. Aqua thinks to himself that, over the years, his mind has been adapting to his new body and environment. He says that the boundary between him and Aqua Hoshino is disappearing steadily, and he is adapting more to his new body. This makes Kana express her concerns about Aqua possibly having 8th grade syndrome and tell him to grow out of it. Aqua retaliates by hurling the ball at Kana, surprising her on the spot. He admits that he sees girls around his age as potential love interests. However, he prefers them to be a bit older. Kana, a year older than Aqua, is happy to hear this, but that happiness quickly fades as she realizes that Akane is also the same age as her. Kana angrily throws the ball at Aqua, which he compliments, and asks if this is really her first time. Kana cheerfully confirms this, saying it is her very first time and also with Aqua. With this interaction, Aqua concludes that his feelings towards Akane are not romantic, and that he was simply seeing AI's ghost in her performance, and he thanks Kana for clearing this up. As the filming of the Love Now show nears its end, Akane thanks Aqua for helping her gain more popularity by putting on a character like he advised. Aqua asks how Akane was able to imitate AI so well since the act was so good that he felt like he was having a dream and seeing the real AI. Akane tells him that she studied AI and interpreted her own scenarios about her to better understand her and her lifestyle. One of the scenarios was that AI actually had a secret child, which allowed her to achieve coherence between her various emotions and understand the reasons behind her many inexplicable actions. Aqua asks how good Akane is with her knowledge of AI's thought patterns, to which Akane says it is pretty good and claims to have pretty much figured out AI. Aqua is astounded to learn all this and decides that with her talent to perfectly understand and imitate AI, Akane is too useful for him to let go after the show ends. As such, in the show's finale, Aqua gets together with Akane, and the two share a kiss. While everyone was happy about this, Kana called Aqua a jerk and wanted him to drop dead. After wrapping up filming, Love Now's cast and crew hold an after-party, where Akane and Aqua are questioned about whether they will be going out for real. Akane is unsure, saying that she simply went with the flow at the time and wants to focus on her career. Shocked at this, says that it's okay to have one or two boyfriends in life while revealing that Yuki also had two in the past. However, much to her dismay, Yuki revealed that she never had a boyfriend in her life as she only focused on her acting career. As the cast members discuss the topic of having relationships as entertainers, the show's director chimes in, stating that since the show and its staff will no longer be involved with them, the couple is free to choose whether they stay together or break up. He then warns the youth to be careful, as there will be grown-up people who will want to use them for their talents before throwing them away, and those who get caught in that atmosphere will eventually end up in one place called hell. Meanwhile, Aqua has snuck out to talk with Kaburaji, and the two discuss the show's rise in popularity, especially after the online outburst with Akane. Kaburaji overheard that Aqua was the one who resolved things by uploading the video online, and praised him for doing that. However, he also tells him that the higher-ups had a problem with his taboo use of the raw footage for the video, and that they even discussed seeking damages from Strawberry Productions. To his surprise, Aqua states that it was written in their contract that they, along with him and his co-stars, are allowed to upload backstage footage on the show's social media accounts, and therefore, he did not break any rules. Impressed at this, Kaburaji admitted that his judgment in selecting him for the show wasn't wrong, and, as promised, he asked Aqua to meet him next week as he wanted to share some delicious scoops with him. Shortly after, Yuki and Nobuyuki bring Aqua back inside to discuss with Akane the future of their relationship going forward. Akane states what they will do after that, to which Aqua says since the finale episode just aired, they need to stick together as boyfriend and girlfriend. Akane then states that she knows Aqua does not see her as a woman, and he was only attracted to the character that he played. Aqua states that he does not see her as a love interest, but is interested in her as an actress. Akane is happy to hear that, and has always wanted to hear these words from her boyfriend. The two agree to date as an extension of their job, and Akane adds that they already have a real couple with Nobuyuki and Yuki, who have recently begun dating. This surprises Aqua since Yuki turned down Nobuyuki during the filming of the show's finale. After the party, the cast members take their separate ways home. Aqua learns that lives nearby, and the two walk together. Gets nostalgic about the group's time together and chats with Aqua about his relationship with Akane, teasing him about his reaction to her portraying AI. On that note, Aqua remarks how she knows a lot about Bikamachi despite it being an older gen idol group. Takes a sigh and asks him to keep this secret between the two, confessing to Aqua that she originally wanted to be an idol, but after some setbacks, she gave up on it. Hearing this, Aqua invites to join his agency, as the new Bikamachi is currently recruiting additional members. Thinks Aqua is joking, but after seeing the seriousness on his face, her face quickly lights up with anticipation. Miyako examines Cho's records. Cho confirms she's in the streaming business as a sole proprietor, and her agency has no issues with her taking different jobs. Miyako notices Cho's worried about being older than the average idol, so she convinces her to move forward with her new partnership with Strawberry Productions. However, when Cho reveals she's 25, Miyako snaps. Cho says she always wanted to become an idol at a young age, but to care for her family, she had to get a job. However, her mother told her to follow her dreams, so she auditioned for agencies and got a gig. Yet, Cho abandoned the opportunity when her mother got sent to the hospital for overworking herself. This forced Cho to withdraw from school and work multiple part-time jobs. Fortunately, her mother got better, and her younger brothers got to attend college. Cho became 23 when she was ready, but as the world of idols only accepts 20-year-olds and below, she couldn't achieve her dream anymore. Ruby and Kana enter the room and formally welcome Cho to Bikamachi after being moved by her tale. Aqua asks Kana to look after Ruby and Cho, but Kana is still jealous about his close connections with Akane, so she plans to look after the group on her own terms. At school, Minami asks Ruby for her thoughts on Aqua kissing Akane during Love Now. Ruby thought it was awkward and internally knows Aqua only likes Akane because she looks like AI. Frill interrupts their discussion and shares her thoughts on love now. Frill confirms many performing arts girls have taken an interest in Aqua, Frill included. Ruby reflects on how much of an impact love now had on Aqua and Bikamachi. Ruby's delighted that their YouTube channel hit 10,000 subscribers. Miemcho asks when it'd be the right time to post a music video on their channel. Ruby confirms Miyako's still pulling strings for the music, so they must wait. Miemcho suggests they use old Bikamachi music, and Ruby thinks that's a great idea. They visit a dance studio to practice their choreography. After practicing 30 songs, Kana's worried she won't be able to memorize them all and fears she can't match Miemcho and Ruby's energy. Aqua hands Kana water, but Kana's still sour toward him because he kissed Akane. Before she relays this to Aqua, he leaves. Aqua meets Kubaraji at the sushi diner to get intel about AI. Kubaraji tells Aqua that AI was a country bumpkin when he first met her. He introduced her to a theater company called La La Lai, the same one Akane works for to help AI out. Kubaraji speculates that's where AI fell in love with Aqua's father. Kubaraji admits he doesn't know who AI's boyfriend was, but he knew that person changed AI for the better. Kubaraji offers to introduce Aqua to La La Lai's leader. Kubaraji admits that Aqua's potential as an actor is convincing him to help Aqua resolve his AI problems. He also sees the investment opportunity in Kana, Miemcho, and Bikamachi's progress. At the same time, Miemcho says the producer she worked with on Love now has connections to the Japan Idol Festival. She says he can help them get into the lineup. Ruby and Miemcho persuade Kana to participate in the Japan Idol Festival. Miemcho asks the girls who should be at the center of Bikamachi. After discussing their reasons for being the center idol, Ruby suggests Kana be the group's star because she matches the criteria. When Kana admits she's not a talented singer, Miemcho decides they should hold a quick contest at karaoke to choose the center. Kana says she won't be attending since she knows she doesn't have the star power necessary to be the group's center. Miemcho and Ruby comfort Kana and persuade her to attend the karaoke event. Miemcho and Ruby sing their songs at karaoke and are surprised at how terrible they both are. They take a break and look up some of Kana's songs. They realize she sang more songs than the one Ruby mentioned earlier. Miemcho and Ruby listen to Kana's Full Moon song and are bewildered by her incredible singing voice. With Bikamachi's debut just a few days away at the Japan Idol Festival, Ruby and Miemcho try to record a YouTube video for their channel introducing Kana Arima as their center. But Kana asks them to stop recording and then inquires how they decide to choose her as their center. The duo reveal that they heard their songs and feels that she has a wonderful voice. But this is not enough to convince Kana, so they ask her to see her perform. When Miemcho and Ruby start singing naturally, Kana realizes that they are not good enough. She even criticizes them that they go so far because of their looks only and ends up accepting the center position reluctantly. However, the girls are not at all good at dancing and have no professional training. Therefore, Miyako brings Payan again to train them as he is apparently a good dancer. Payan is very kind and works really hard to help Kana, Ruby, and Miemcho. His training bears fruit as they slowly become quite confident. However, it is later revealed that Aqua has been training the girls all this time by impersonating Payan. On the day of their performance, Miyako takes the girls to a huge dressing room where not-so-famous idols are preparing for their performance. As Kana sits in the fully occupied idol dressing room, she recalls her failures over the years. She knows the pain of not being able to have success despite trying her best. Kana had been to fan meetups in the past where some of her own crew members will dress up as civilians to cover up the fact that people rarely came to see him. As she recalls those moments, she makes a mental note that it is almost impossible to put the trauma of such a failure into words. When Kana can no longer be classified as a child actor, her projects became scarce and she had to struggle to get more acting jobs. She still feels like a failure for being unable to capitalize on her early success as a child actor, as she has failed to achieve anything significant ever since. Meanwhile, her mother had to leave her alone in the city because of her grandfather's deteriorating health. As if all of this was not horrible enough, she was also constantly bullied and put down on all social media platforms and barely had any fans left. With her performance with Ruby and Miemcho scheduled for the next few hours, Arima can feel the weight of responsibility on her shoulders. That's when Ruby approaches her and confesses how scared she is feeling. When she asks Kana, she lies that she is prepared for the challenge ahead. But Ruby holds her hands and realizes that Arima is lying. Ruby feels a bit better as she realizes that she is not the only one nervous about their performance. Kana has been quiet until now, and then she suddenly reveals that she would have been fine if she were going to perform alone. But now her act carries the hopes and jobs of many people. So, she does not want to let anyone down, especially Ruby and Miemcho, who have dreamt about becoming an idol all their lives. Ruby listens to Arima, and then reassures her that everything will work out. With their performance about to start, the girls prepare for their highly anticipated debut. Shortly before their performance, a group of fans at the Japan Idol Festival talk about going to see Miemcho's performance. When one of them learns that she has joined the Bikamachi group, he tells his friends that they have taken the name from an old band, which was immensely popular because of the famous idol AI Hoshino. With their dreams finally becoming a reality, Kana, Ruby, and Miemcho get to the stage and start their performance. Naturally, they were really nervous seconds before they got to the stage, but once the performance started, they overcame it and delivered a great performance that was loved by all the fans. Interestingly, Aqua was cheering for them from the crowd. As they were returning home in the car, Arima seemed really pissed with Aqua since she suspects that he is close with Akane. Miyako understands her feelings and forces Aqua to open up about his relationship. That's when Arima learns that he is not seriously committed to her. Suddenly, Arima's mood changes, and she becomes quite playful with Aqua. Miemcho finally realizes that she has feelings for him but is unsure of what Aqua feels or whom to support in the love triangle. Meanwhile, the popular manga Tokyo Blade is getting a stage adaptation for which one of the producers is looking to hire more actors. He meets Kaburaji regarding this, and he eventually ends up hiring these roles to Aqua and Akane. In order to sustain a public image that they are together, Akane and Aqua meet each other at a restaurant. They take selfies there, and then post them online. Akane feels that this is enough to keep the fans gossiping about their relationship, which is good for them as entertainers as it keeps them relevant in the news. Then Akane talks about the role of Princess Saya in Tokyo Blade and asks if they reached out to him as well. When she mentions that the Lalai Theater is at the center of the production, Aqua recalls what Kaburaji had told him. Aqua then tells Akane that he would definitely take the role. She appears really excited and tells him that he will be playing the role of her character's lover, Tuki. Although the show comes under the boys' love genre, it has a significant male fan following because of the straight romantic relationships. It turns out that story features a love triangle between the characters Tuki, Saya, and Tsurugi. Akane says that the actress for Tsurugi has not been decided yet. That's when Kana arrives there and announces that she has got that part in the play. Kana Arima then shows the duo their social media posts and points out that they shouldn't be posting in real time as this will give stalkers a chance to track them down. She explains that scheduled posts for outdoor photos are a common practice for obvious reasons. Akane appears furious and tells Arima that she thinks she has already quit the industry since the two of them haven't really acted together in a long time. This comment does not go well with Kana, who then mocks Akane's inability to get any lucrative roles in the past. When Kana walks away, Akane tells Aqua that they have known each other since their childhood acting days. Aqua sees that there is animosity between the two of them and asks them to try and get along. Akane refuses to do so as she recalls losing all acting opportunities because of Kana, as she was considered a gifted actress. She is adamant that she won't let Arima outshine her this time. Meanwhile, Ruby visits her mother's grave after she has officially become an idol, just as AI had predicted. Aqua, on the other hand, vows to find his father. And this brings the OSHI no Ko Season 1 to an end. Comment for Season 2. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends. Also, subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss out on another anime recaps videos. Until next time, take care.